You're listening to the In the Mix podcast with Marvin Joles. Here's your host.
Hey everybody, welcome to In the Mix, a new podcast we're putting together. And actually, you're the first guest. So
wow, I'm honored.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe.
honored.
Listen, let it run its course before you say you're honored. So we recorded podcasts before. For everybody who don't know, Kevin Gray. And we've had previous podcasts where we've talked about pretty much some pretty candid stuff. And with me relocating to Nashville, I'm within shooting distance now.
Yeah, man.
Right. So that's cool for us to have. I called you. I was like, hey, I want to head up. I'm heading back up home. Can I stop? Where do we want to stop? What do we want to do? You're like, all right, well, let me think about some spots or whatever. And I was like, I don't really care where it's at as long as they'll let us record wherever we're going to be and that it's someplace quiet. But I let you know that Eli was coming.
Yeah.
Eli's here. You're probably maybe you can see in the background now the windows and stuff. Your kids are here.
Yeah.
Right. So
5 kids running around.
Yeah. So you were like, well, man, there could be kids there. We got dogs here. My family's going to be here. There could be background sounds, or whatever. I was like, oh, so you mean like real life, right?
Yeah.
So here we are. Yeah. Where are we? Are we in Louisville? Or?
We're in the northeastern part of Jefferson County, so we're still in the Louisville, and Shelby County is just a half mile down the road. So we're right on the border, but we are still in Louisville.
All right. Well, I kind of came through. I was going to stop by Best Buy to grab a few things, and didn't. I should have, right? Because I was like, hey, I might need another cord or something like that. But
we're making it happen, though.
Yeah, we make it happen. You learn a few things over the years, and as I said, we're starting again, so we can't.
Yeah.
Don't take me as a seasoned professional right now. Let me get a little bit of time there. But why don't you introduce yourself real quick, because I know people have seen us together before, but they might not have heard the podcast.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Before.
My name's Kevin Gray. I am the owner of Pave It Forward Asphalt, which is a new venture for me. I've been doing that about a year and a half now. I had it's my 16th season in the pavement maintenance space as an owner operator, and had a business for 13, 14 years prior to this new venture.
Yep.
That ended up being very successful, and learned a lot of ups and downs and highs and lows. Met some great people within the industry, and peers and mentors and friends, and so long story short, it's become an industry that I'm very passionate about, very plugged into. It's a love-hate. It's a love-hate. We're talking about in the mix. There's days I don't want to be in the mix.
Yeah, for sure.
But man, at the end of the day, it's been a very rewarding career path, and get a little. We're seasonal here in Louisville, so we get a couple months that it's a little slower, that we can spend some time with our kids and do the things that are more important than running a paving business. So yeah, it's good, man. It's a good balance.
Yeah, you kind of touched on a thing where it's like the in the mix kind of thing, which is like the new words for that, right, are in the mix. But what's funny is the time difference, right? With me being in Nashville now, like I haven't quite hit winter yet, but but when we were in Wisconsin, the 1st of October, we were like, it's time to shut it down, man. And then we got 6 months or do whatever. So that's kind of been a new thing, is to
I bet
to see that change.
That's a very different climate.
Big time.
It's because October to now, we're just now really, it's been in the 50s and 60s here, so it's probably been as warm, if not a little warmer down there, even a couple months still.
Yeah, we had frost on the truck this morning, and I had to start the truck for the first time to let it warm up to come up here and see you. Yeah, I was like, man, I thought I went south a ways for a reason,
Yeah.
The big thing that I was curious about, with like the transition is like the pavement differences.
Yeah.
Right? We've seen quite a bit of that from where we live to y'all down here. There's quite a bit of difference. But you were talking kind of about the love-hate relationship between the business. I always told Eli and a lot of people, like, I've always been able to like outwork my ignorance. Like, we make enough money in this business that I can mess up.
Yeah.
And there's a buffer zone.
That's right.
Right. So not that I ever really tightened the ship up. Mm-hmm. I just kept messing up little bit more so I can make a little bit more, and it kind of buffer that.
Yeah.
But there's
Exactly right.
tons of mistakes that you make in the business, right? In the industry. And then you learn to not make those mistakes or try to change those mistakes so they tighten up.
Yeah.
What I've come to realize now, I'm gonna be 40 here pretty soon. How old are you?
I'll be 44 next month.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, I'm catching up.
You're there. Yeah.
Yeah. But I've learned also that there's a lot of parallels between what we do, putting blacktop down or seal coat down or crack fill or lines or whatever.
Yeah.
And life in general. And you mess up, you figure out how to overcome those, and you go to work the next day, right? Whether it's a track comes off a paver, whether you blow a diaphragm in the pump on the seal coat rig or whatever, you think, man, this is it. This is it. It's over with.
Yeah.
And then somehow you wake up the next day, you figure out how to make it work. So
yeah, this industry will definitely teach you some resilience.
Oh yeah,
for sure. Because
especially
when you're starting out or you're very hands-on as an owner, very involved. Like you gotta if you're gonna go to work the next day, you gotta figure it out.
Yeah.
No one's coming through the door to save you.
No, I got a thing on the wall that says nobody's coming. I think it's at the office wall and it's in my bedroom. It says nobody's coming to save you. Get up.
Yeah.
And
it's a simple mentality, but it's so powerful.
Yeah. And it's essential too.
It is
like
essential.
For survival, it's essential.
Yeah.
I think you learn about that a little bit with life and how life works too. So it made me think about kind of being able to come up here and talk to you. Being in Nashville is great because immediately my mind went to who am I within a 4-mile circle of that I know that I can go talk to, all these people and talk about life, talk about different things. Because in the previous podcasts that I've done, we've always been able to talk about business. What's your business look like? What's things you've learned for business and whatnot? And I'm to the age now where I feel like if there's any more knowledge out there, I probably am going to consume it, but I feel like I've consumed most of it. And if I haven't implemented what I've learned now, which I probably haven't, I'm not going to implement anything else by learning more along this way unless it's really easy and I don't have to do it. So I wanted to kind of talk more about life because there's a lot of parallels, as we was talking about, between the asphalt industry and what it teaches you. I think in those years when you're running a paving business or an asphalt business in general, it teaches you things that you don't really realize are going to prepare you for life. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So we kind of you and I were running similar timelines the last 5 years of what our lives looked like, which led to a really good conversation on BB on our podcast there. So I kind of want to ease into this conversation here because a lot of this past year has been me focusing on what real life looks like for people within the pavement industry, dirt world industry, all that stuff. So I gave you a list of questions that I have because I was like, well, I want to make sure these are okay with you. And I knew that you were going to say, yeah, they're fine because it's me, but I still want to let you know like where the conversation's going that way.
What am I going to say? No, Marvin,
No, you're not.
In my living room.
Yeah, I'm in your living room now. So we made it this far.
Too late.
We made it this far.
You drove 2.5 hours up here today just to hang out.
Yeah. Which I have no problem with.
No, but I appreciate that, man.
So I was recently on my way back down to Tennessee, and I was going through Indiana, doing some heavy highway construction there, and I seen them paving at night, and they had these lights on the back of the paver that illuminated the whole area. You could see the skid steers, you could see the dump trucks, you could see everything. And these big balloon lights on the back came from Portable Lighting Solutions. So PLS is the only balloon light manufacturer offering a replaceable screw-in LED bulb that is field serviceable in minutes. They have a patented slide-in assembly, and they have a push to rapidly deploy mechanism. So you just push down on the light and the light pops up and is illuminated. You push back down, it shuts off. And they're manufactured here in the USA. There's no patch kits needed. There's not a blower motor. There's no set screws, and they're UL certified. So if you're interested in putting one of these on your paver, I think I'm going to put one on the paver that we just got and probably on our seal coat unit too, so that we can seal coat at night. You can hop over to portablelightingsolutions.net and put an order in and find yours today. They are ARA members, APWA members, and Women of Asphalt members as well. Once again, that's portablelightingsolutions.net.
You remember the first time we met at the Galt House?
I do.
Like,
yeah, downtown.
Well, that's when it was really early, and there weren't a lot of people on social media
It was
in our
way
industry,
early.
right?
Was it
And you
7,
were
8
like,
years ago? Probably.
yeah, it was 8 years ago.
Yeah, 15 or 16, probably.
2016.
Yeah, it was
It was 2016, 2015. And
Yep.
you were like, hey, I seen you're going to be in Louisville.
Yeah.
I want to meet you. I was like, why? And you're like, because I just want to meet somebody else.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, cool. And we were at the Galt House.
Yeah.
We sat at that little bar there.
In the atrium there.
In the atrium between the two buildings.
Yep.
And I just had a conversation. And I was like, man, I remember telling you, I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, I'm just recording stuff and putting on. I have no idea where it's going, what it's going to do, what's going to do for my life, what it's going to do for the industry. And lo and behold, like, just like the asphalt industry, how it can really help you, but then also be detrimental in certain ways. The social media, BB side was the same way. It took a lot of my attention.
Yeah.
I put a lot of effort and energy into it, which everything's a yin and yang. If you're putting energy into something, you're taking it from somewhere else, right? You're putting effort into something, you're probably taking it from somewhere else. So I learned to be really careful. The problem came to be when I couldn't dial back, or I couldn't keep control, because we were around a group, and in a lot of our group and a lot of peer groups, and even on social media, you see it from a lot of the I won't put motivational speakers of like, what about 10x, baby? You know what I mean? Like, it's all out all the time, all the way open.
Yeah.
I did that. Yeah. And while the business did great, everything else around it was like on fire, right?
Everything else suffered.
Yeah. And I was looking at like, well, it can't be me. I'm doing really good.
Yeah.
Right. But I ended up learning that that's not always the case. So I started to look at my day to day. What's my day look like? Yeah. So I want to ask you, that's going to be the first question I'm going to ask you. I got 6 of them on here. I don't know if I'm going to get to all of them.
See what happens.
We're kind of already in the midst of it.
Yeah.
Right. The kids are on winter break. So
kids are on winter break. It's a little different.
It's a little excessive today.
Yeah.
As they're playing World Cup. Apparently the World Cup already got handed out to one of the pairs of kids.
They were playing soccer down in the game yard. Now they're racing go-karts. I can hear them.
Eli's probably, God only knows where you'll find Eli. He's gonna be swimming in your pond.
He could be fishing. Who knows?
He'll come out of the water with it in his mouth, probably. Never know with him. But what does an average day look like for Kevin Gray?
Man, it's been interesting, especially this past year and a half, because I went from owning and operating a business for 13, 14 years that was so structured and so routine, and to some extent it became monotonous and kind of autopilot, because get up, go, the routine just and if I thank God, I mean, if I didn't have the routine, I don't know that we would have had the success we've had. So I'm not, there's got to be some semblance of routine there. But this last year and a half, I've been looking at a lot of properties here lately. We don't even have a shop necessarily yet. So I'm running a business out of my home office. We've got a small place we're renting where we keep the equipment and stuff stored. So I've kind of had to figure out how to operate in this new system of mine. So it's taken, and I don't do great at it all the time. I mean, it's exercise used to be a very big part of my life. I've just now for the last 60 days gotten back into that. And that's, I don't know, at least for me, that's such a huge piece of keeping everything else in my life on track. Like I've realized that again in the last 6 days. Like, man, if I get up and I work out and I eat well and I drink enough water and it's a lot of it's just the premise of the 75 hard program. I'm not saying I'm necessarily doing 75 hard, but there are 5 or 6, 7 things that I know that are good for me that if I can do those on a daily basis, the rest of life's pretty good, pretty manageable. I'm in a better mood. I feel better. So that, that helps. So it's, so
what's it look like when you wake up? Like Kevin Gray gets up, brush your teeth, shave a little bit,
brush my teeth, shave a little bit,
shower a little bit.
Shower.
Got to get do you help get the kids
I definitely
ready?
shower. I am a morning shower person.
I am too.
That's like my coffee. I drink some Diet Dews. I'm not really a big coffee guy, so that shower gets me going.
Eli is too. He's come to find that out. Like, like I'll wake him up like, you want breakfast or this ready? He's like, I got to shower first. He'd rather have cold eggs.
Yeah,
with a shower than hot eggs and no shower.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. So yeah, I mean and then so I've got split custody of my children. So depending on what our production and work schedule is looking like, a lot of days, which has been great. I have a chance where I can actually take them to school in the mornings before I get into my work.
That's nice.
So the days I don't have them, I'm up, I'm showered. I'll either work out here, I'll go to the gym, and just because another thing I've learned and realized, if I don't do that kind of first thing in the day, or at least
you ain't gonna do it.
Gonna happen. And my intentions can be as good as possible.
That's me.
But it's like
I'm gonna hit an afternoon session. Never do I ever hit it.
I can talk myself out of that so quick. It's like, well,
it's getting late. It's
traffic's
2:15. It's 2:15. It's a little late. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make that one.
Netflix shows on tonight.
If I finish all those episodes, I can work out twice tomorrow.
Any excuse.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's getting up, it's exercising. If I don't have the kids and we're not necessarily working in the field that day, or I'm not needed out in the field, I'll sit down in my office there and get into things, whatever that may be, or I'll go run.
Check emails and
right
out of the gate.
Yep.
When do you touch your phone first to open it up to see?
Man, I like.
You gotta get too personal, but I know what mine is, and it's like, well, it's not right away, it's not right out of the shower, but it's pretty close in between when I get out of the shower and when I go to get breakfast.
I like to say it's an hour, but I don't do very good at that.
I don't either.
Part of my morning routine that I need to re-implement, and I took it out because I was finding myself getting a little too relaxed, and then but I've figured a way to get around it. So I'll get up, and a part of the program I work on, like it's suggested that I pray in the morning and go through some meditations and some gratitude. So I'll go. We've got a hot tub out there, so I'll a lot of mornings, and been doing a lot more here recently. Is I'll go out there and I'll just sit in the hot tub for 10-15 minutes, look up, the stars, the moon, whatever's out, and just say, and just kind of realize for a moment how small I am in the grand scheme of everything else that surrounds me.
I think we were talking on the last podcast. I was telling you that we had a hot tub on the back porch at my place.
Yeah.
And I feel like that thing might have saved me sometimes, because if I couldn't go to bed, it'd be like midnight. I go out there and just be like sitting there looking at the stars and try to, a lot of time alone, not realizing I was meditating as deep as I was thinking, man, why would this happen to me in my life? And my brain couldn't stop until I got down to the very root cause. And a lot of times, it's huge. And a lot of times when I broke it all the way down to where the root was, it wasn't where I had been saying the problem started, right? So I think being able to unplug and do that, a lot of people are into the ice baths.
Yeah.
I think I'm into the hot tubs.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, I know. Those ice baths might have the physical health benefits, but I feel like the hot tubs got the mental health benefits, maybe.
Yeah. So as long as I will get immediately into my next action, whether that be the shower, as long as I don't stay too relaxed out of that hot, because that's sometimes it would set me back. Like, man, I would just get way too relaxed. I'm like, I can't be relaxed at 5 a.m. We need to get going now. So routine and discipline, like sticking to the things that I know make me feel better and be a better partner, a better father, a better servant leader, member of my community, member of my recovery program. Like, just if I can do those things, then usually I have a pretty good day. Or at least I feel better about my day.
Do you feel like you do better? So let's say you check your emails, check your phone, you know what's coming through the emails.
Yeah.
You kind of do you make a list of like what you need to handle that day?
I do. And a lot of the time, for now, we're talking about staffing during this off season. How are we going to look next year when we operate? So sales staff is something we're like, man, it's really
time.
It's ramping up because I'm running all the sales calls right now too.
Same.
So a lot of times I'm out doing that stuff too. So.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to say. Once you get your list of what you need to do, you're like, all right, this is what I usually find my computer and my phone, make my list. And then I'm like, okay, this is what I need to take care of today.
Yep.
I got to either make these calls and go visit these. These sites.
I can't sit here all day. I know that.
No, heck no. I can't either. Thankfully, we got Kyla back at the Wisconsin office, and she'll be like, these are the ones that come through on the request. And I'll put a route together real quick in my mind. Okay, I'm going to go check them out.
Yep.
while I'm out, I might call the insurance agent. I'll probably,
Right.
do whatever I need to do. I'll set up a podcast episode or a meeting or something like that
Yep.
later on in the day or whatever. But do you find that you do better? This is coming from me because I wonder this about myself.
Yep.
There's some days where if I'm filled with tasks and I go from point A, I go from when my eyes open to when my eyes shut, taking care of tasks, I do better. And then there's other days where if that's the case, I'm like, man, this is all I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm losing my mind. Do you feel like you do better?
Man, that's a great.
With a yin and yang of like, yeah, I got a little bit of free time today and then filled with some busy work? Or are you like, I just rather would stay busy and that keeps me on track?
Whether you're measuring an area for seal coating or for paving, it's very important to get that area exactly right so that you know your job costing. It's also important so that when you deliver that square footage to your client, you seem like you're a cut above because you know the exact square footage that their area is. Now, you can do this exactly with the Moser 2 Pro. They're making it easier than ever. I've been using this as of late. It's really neat. It's digital. It's on your phone. You can use the app, and it actually shows you like an elevation change in 3D rendering as well. And it captures those dimensions and calculates them instantly. So you have them right there on your phone. You can take the data and put that right onto your quote and send that over to your clients. So there's no more manual notes. The accuracy is incredibly improved. Moser 2 Pro is saving me time and enhancing my workflow because of this. If you're looking to upgrade your measuring process, visit Moser.com and use promo code X8Marvin or check the description for the link.
I like having some flexibility because, I feel like a lot of the time when we get just so wrapped up in the minutia and the focus and attention it takes just to go task to task to task, like we never get time to like check in with ourselves or listen to, my own thoughts or I'm not making this a religious thing, but I feel like a lot of the feelings and thoughts I have sometimes are coming from like the Holy Spirit or a divine spark. And it's like, I don't slow down to listen to,
I'm going to miss that.
I'm going to miss it, so I got to have.
And then it comes back stronger. And then you start to feel guilty.
That's
At least I do anyways. Like if it's something that's been on my mind and I was supposed to look at it and then 2 days went by and I didn't, and then 3 days, and then Nikki will message me and like, hey, didn't you say that about this? And I'm like, oh shoot, man. I should really be looking, but I agree with you.
And then you can get like, if you start getting, you can almost get like paralysis to ever do it. If you start, because you start getting that guilt, the shame. And
tell yourself to start forgetting about it.
Yeah.
Well, it ain't that important. Then you start talking yourself out of doing it.
Yeah.
I think about that sometimes. Like I'll give you an example. Eli's been really big into soccer. Obviously, your kids and him were playing the World Cup out here in the front yard a minute ago. But the FIFA Cup is coming.
Right.
And I told him I was going to buy tickets to it, and I didn't, and I didn't, and I didn't. And finally I did. I bought tickets to see Al Hilal play somewhere down in at Nashville at Geodis Park, and we're hyped about that. But then I didn't realize that in the other parks, whether it's Cincinnati or Atlanta or whatever, there's going to be other games for the FIFA Cup. Okay. And like those ones got like your boy had a PSG jersey on. The PSG is going to be playing, Manchester City's playing, Real Madrid's playing there, and Eli's been like, hey, you said you were gonna look at this. Like you're gonna look at this. And I kept thinking, well, man, I'll just let it go on a little bit longer. Maybe he'll forget about it and I'll forget about it, whatever. No, now my phone's listening. My phone keeps putting it in front of my face. My phone makes me feel guilty. Like your boy wanted you to do this with him. And before, the old me, I would have been like, well, I'm working. So that's an excuse to not look at
100%.
that.
You make excuse for anything.
Yeah. And for me, it was always like, well, I'm providing for my family. Everything else comes second beyond that. And that it caught me. That caught me. And I feel like that might have caught me a little bit again. As cool as BB was, and as much as it kept me busy and kept me not thinking about the stuff that probably would have ate me up, it became too much with everything else. So I didn't have no yang. It was all yang apparently. But what happens when
that starts feeding that ego too, man? It's
the big man kept me in check with that for sure. Because I was like, I was telling you before we got on the podcast, World of Asphalt. I'll give you an example. At World of Asphalt, like you come by the booth, I know, and there was always tons of people around the booth wanting to take photos, get shirts, do whatever. And Nikki stopped by.
I saw the picture real after.
Yeah,
You know?
there was a pile of them. And Nikki stopped by before her and I started dating, and there was a mob of people, and she was like, "Hey," I was like, "Hey," and I knew Nikki from BuildWit,
Yeah.
a couple of events and stuff, and she kind of was hanging around a little bit longer, and I was too stupid to realize that maybe she was hanging around a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But then I turned around and it's stupid me. I was like, "Hold on a minute." With other people, hey, making sure I was shaking everybody's hands. So I turned around and she was gone. And I went, oh man, I got looking and I could see her blonde hair like 100 yards away.
Wow.
I was like, Nikki. And all of a sudden she was like, and I was like, so I made her come back and take a photo. And she was like, well, I would have came back. I was like, I don't know that. Like there's too many things in my life where it's like, this is just going to roll and then this is going to roll and I ain't going to come back. But that also made me think, well, man, I was trying to take pictures of all these people, so they had pictures, and then shake my hand, do all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I almost missed that.
Wow.
Right. Wow. So then my brain started thinking, like, man, what are we doing? What am I missing? Yeah. What else am I missing? So it feeds into it.
Yeah.
What about
That's interesting.
when you wind down, when you get near the end of the day? Because my mind, about mid to late afternoon, sometimes I start thinking about dinner. But most of the time I'm thinking about Nikki or the kids, if I'm with the kids, and what we're going to be doing, like what winds down near the end of the day.
Family, getting home, spending quality time with Liz. I mean, she moved in about a year ago. Just got engaged on Christmas.
Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Exciting times. We've been together, almost 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the big part of that was like, we all moved the kids in. We had the same custody schedule, so they're here 50% of the time. And it was really like, I bought the ring a year ago, but it was like, let's not make this all about us. Let's make sure all these kids that we brought
Everybody's
under
ready.
this roof, that they're ready, and nobody's. If one of them is not ready or has a bad attitude about it, or you can tell they're feeling a certain way. We've got 2 7-year-old boys, a 10-year-old girl, and a 14-year-old boy. So they're all over the spectrum of emotional intelligence and feelings, and in different ages, they exhibit things different ways. So it was we made sure we took the time to make sure everybody was not just saying yes to say yes, that they were all genuinely comfortable to make this big decision. So I mean, that's what home calms me down.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah.
When you get halfway through the afternoon,
and then especially my 14-year-old, he's super involved with baseball. So getting and I know Eli's into a lot of sports as well.
Yep.
So being able to go watch him play sports, man, that's a happy place for me too.
Yeah. I've had to explain to Eli, like, because I'll bust his chops about something, or I'll talk about what he needs to do or this, whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, I know. I was like, listen, most of the time I'm not even saying it for you.
Yeah.
I'm saying it for me, so I feel like I'm giving you some quality insight.
Yeah.
I said, just nod and say, all right. Dad.
Yeah.
I said, I don't care if you do it or not. I ain't gonna be upset or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, just let me have this, right?
Yeah. I get that.
I spent all day. Let me just feel like a dad.
Yes.
He's a mature, gonna be soon 14-year-old.
Yeah.
He don't really need a whole lot from me at this point. I did well enough on the upkeep, but it still doesn't mean I don't want to be.
That's right.
Strong and still keep doing it. I look forward to that too. I look forward to. I just look forward to that stuff now, because I didn't even do that stuff. I just kept working.
Yeah.
Right before.
Yeah.
And I know that was negative for me. Now I know that was negative for me. So now I'm like, all right, I want to fill my time with something.
Yeah.
Why not let it be this this quality stuff that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
So
and it's interesting, man. Just a little expand on that a little bit. Like, your boy's 13, mine's 4. You start now that we feel like we've done a pretty good job of being dads up to this point, but now it's like he's going to be out of the house in 4 years.
Yeah.
So like, and I'm kind of like you, like, I don't want to force my dadness on him, but like, I do the same thing, and it's almost more, like you said, more for me than it is for him. Like, am I being a good enough dad? Am I pushing him correctly balanced way? Am I asking enough questions? Do I spend enough time with him? Do I listen enough? Because I got younger kids too, and it's hard to balance, and you just kind of checking if you're doing a good enough job.
If you're doing a good enough job, I think I can tell him how to grow from a kid to a young man. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
But then I want to be able to be like, all right, now I'm going to help lead you into manhood. And I don't always want to be like, this is a mistake I made. This is a mistake I made.
Yeah.
This is a mistake I made.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to be.
Well, I could write a book on that.
Yeah, you probably will. And I'll write the forward.
Yeah.
It won't be the first time we wrote together.
No,
that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I want to be like telling him stuff like, I learned this, or so and so said this, son. You know what I mean? And start to be like the father figure before being just the young father.
Yeah.
So I look forward to that a little bit. And at night, I've noticed in me there's something happening where Nikki's got Eli's with me all the time. My daughter Liz is with her mom all the time. But the kids are free to float and go wherever they want to, which has been fantastic for us. But Nikki's children are on a week on, week off, week on, week off. And I've noticed, like, when the two younger ones are around, and I never really noticed this before, my attention gets split.
Yep.
Right. So Eli, who's had my full attention,
yes.
And even with Nikki, there's another split now that he didn't have for quite a while.
Yeah.
That's starting to be less and less. And I find myself playing with, one of the younger kids or helping them out with homework or something.
Yeah.
And then thinking about Eli and being like, am I spending enough time there?
Dude.
So I think that there's
totally
this,
get that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's common. Don't get me wrong. I think everybody has that, or, people in our situation similarly, that's common, but I think it's just something to think about. And it's something that I know that if I've encountered it, my child might encounter it, or somebody else may have encountered it before. So it makes me think about those types of things. I feel that more near the end of the day, in a normal day. I feel like maybe I'm wanting into that.
Yeah, I'll think about that a lot. Like when I'm upstairs getting ready to fall asleep, it's like, should I have gone down and spent 15 more minutes with my 14-year-old? Like, even if it was just tired as just watching a baseball game. It's like, so it's
or just asking him, like,
just being in the room, just to be present.
We had Nikki and I had a conversation yesterday. There's a neighbor there that Eli's become friends with. Her name, I better not say her name. But anyways, she can drive.
Yeah.
And Eli's going to be 14. And Eli became friends with her. And he's like, yeah, we're going to go on a drive somewhere. She's going to take me to see the school and do this and that. And I was like, all right, cool. I was like, first time down that he's like made a real legit friend.
Yeah.
Probably going to talk about all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, we went to Target and then we was going to go to Waffle House or whatever. He's like, but this happened. I was like, all right, what else? He's like, nothing. I was like, y'all were gone like hours. Nothing else, huh?
Yeah.
Nothing. I was like, all right then. Night, bud.
Yeah.
I was like, well, even if I want it to happen, it don't always mean it's going to happen. So then it's like, well, at least just create the opportunity. Just keep creating the opportunity for it to happen.
Yeah.
Imagine if you never had to go look at a project again to know exactly what it's going to take to complete this thing. And you can also know whether or not a client is actually going to buy from you or not. Wouldn't that be awesome? You can do that. AI can do that. And there's a company that's utilizing that in order to make that possible. And that's FormView. So FormView has the homeowners take a video. This video gets sent into the software. And based on that video, FormView provides contractors with details of the work required, so a scope summary. And the AI also generates an analysis of the project requirement. And it gives you the buyer intent score. So this helps gauge the likelihood that a homeowner or project manager is going to move forward with the project. Then you don't have to make these trips out. If you have 10 quotes each day, you don't have to actually go to them. You can just go to FormView and see the video, interact with the AI, and then decide whether or not you're going to pursue this. Send them over an intelligent scope of work on your quote. And it really helps save you time overall. So go to formvue.com and check out FormView and see what they're doing over there.
Some starting a new business, having some freedom to
do whatever,
do this whatever at my own pace. Again, it's like it's really been a challenge to settle into that because everything was so task oriented for over a decade in my life.
Yep.
And now, and this isn't good or bad, but it's really just figuring out, I've got to make money. I've got to pay the bills. I want to own a paving, asphalt maintenance business. It's what I love to do. I want to build a company again, but I don't know that I want it to be exactly the same as the last time. And so it's easy to take the foot off the gas. And I'm not saying that can be a bad thing either, because maybe the way I ran a company last time was detrimental to some of my personal and physical problems as well.
Yeah.
So maybe I can do this a little differently or smarter, or from a different perspective or angle this time, and still be able to support the financial needs.
Yeah.
But it look a little different, that keeps me a little, safer and better off, and my family a little more balanced, and toward, with time management and all that. So
Is that the big thing when you think about discipline, is the time management? Or like
I do. Yeah.
So like
I
for
do.
you, that's when you say I need to be, is focusing on my discipline.
Yep.
That's the area, is the time management discipline.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to be able to put in what you should put in on the work side.
Yep.
But then also know that you need to be able to focus on the family side and that personal side.
Yep.
Yeah. That's tough,
Yeah.
man.
It is. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I've read a bunch of books, and you hear stories of people that have built a business or whatever and had to start over. And it's like, man, it's interesting. It's not that the motivation,
They're different,
but it's way
the motivations
different.
are different.
So different.
Yeah.
I feel like the entire motivation the first time is to prove something and to feed my ego, and and now it's like, it's just different, man. And I'm still trying to figure out how to put my thumb on it and understand it.
I'm in the same boat because I was telling you that I got some quotes going in Nashville area.
Yeah.
And I think back to me being in my mid-20s and how motivated I was.
Yeah.
With a very little opportunity. And now I have tons of opportunity, and my motivation is very minimal to do this again.
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't want it.
Interesting.
It's crazy interesting, because it's not that I don't want it, but I don't know that I want to do what I had to do before in order to make it happen.
Right.
But there's no substitute for hard work and discipline.
No.
And that's why they're key components. I've looked at all the shortcuts. I was telling you about my website design and how I want it to be different down there than up here, because I'm like, I know it's going to take more work. I don't want to have to do all the work.
Yeah.
I'm going to pay somebody more to do more of the work or whatever. And I know that it falls into that category. Eli's up here, as we've said, like 10 times. But Eli's also been going to all the expos with me.
Yep.
He's been going to visit contractors with me.
Yep.
I've been telling him that we're going to go somewhere and train on a paver. He's like, "Oh, we're going to learn how to run." I'm like, "No, you're going to learn."
Yeah.
Because I'm going to use, if he's going to come into the business, I'm going to use his 20s motivation to build what I should be. I know that that's when you're most motivated to do it. And I might be wise now about it, but also that's that double-edged sword you're talking about, because you're also wise enough to know that if you do that at that level again, it's going to take away what it took away the first time.
Right.
So you kind of got to be just more tactful, more tricky. The best thing you can do, and we'll probably touch into this a little bit later, is to have a system. And for my system is for a certain amount of time, I don't do this. And then when it's game on, I'm game on until then. Yep. And then even though I shut the door for the day, you can still get to me through the phone in case something has to happen. You can still DM me or do whatever. But I'm not sitting down to do work once I shut the door on the day, right? Because then that's the time for them. And the worst feeling in the world is for me to be at a table with Nikki at dinner and me have my phone open and look up and she's staring at me. And I'm like, shit.
I did it yesterday. We had two sets of Liz's friends over. One we actually spent New Year's Eve with. Saw them on New Year's Eve, and them and their kids came over. And then there was another couple she hadn't seen in like a decade that brought their kids over. And she caught me at like we were having a good time. Like we were all socializing, and I was the one couple I'd met a couple times and am familiar with, and the other couple, and it was the first time I met them, and we'd been interacting, engaged all day. But I found like a 10-minute window where people kind of directed their attention to the football game or whatever.
I was like,
and I found I was sitting at the counter, and I was like, I gotta get a couple. It's
check this
New
for a
Year's Day.
second.
Let me get in these estimates. She's like, are you working? I'm like,
Uh-huh.
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But thankfully, I think they realize that that's us. Like
They do.
yeah,
They do.
if all they got to sacrifice is 10 minutes, 20 minutes, we're good.
Yeah. And I man, this is an interesting topic because I needed, like you said, I think we do have enough wisdom to understand what it takes to do it again. There's no doubt about that because we've already done it before.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the time, because I've got a couple of new mentors now and my AA sponsor, and like we talk business. I mean, he's built and owns a very successful concrete business. It's been around for almost 100 years now. It's been a family business. And they feed you this line all the time that it'll be easier this time. It'll happen 3 times as fast this time.
Once you hit that one, the rest.
And it's like are you feeding into the bullshit and telling yourself it's going to be easy or it's going to be fast. Well, it's going to be easier and faster than it was last time. And it's like we forget how freaking hard the first time.
So then you're disappointed.
Yeah.
Because you remember it was going to be faster and easier this time.
Like, I do still have to work.
It was still super hard.
Yeah.
But I just think I was blind to it because I was so optimistic, maybe. Or
that's a big piece of it.
The first time
you almost feel bulletproof.
Because I forget like that it took decades.
Yeah.
Like it took tens of years for me to do it.
Yeah.
The first time.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, tens of years now, buddy, I'm going to be.
Yeah.
Between Wiscoat, podcasting, writing, speaking, and family, I'm busy. As you can imagine, it's a lot to juggle. How do I do it? I stay organized. Jobber's been my secret weapon at my asphalt business, which takes up most of my time, but is also the force that allows me to do everything else in my schedule. That's why it's essential that Wiscoat runs fluidly and smooth. After making the switch to Jobber a few years ago, I simply wish I would have done it sooner. The process from when a client reaches out to when we complete a project for that customer has never been easier for us. From quoting, invoicing, scheduling, tracking hours, and even marketing, Jobber's made it all happen in one place in a way that everybody on our team can understand. If you're interested in a free 14-day trial of Jobber, an exclusive discount code for In the Mix listeners, check out the show description to find the link to try Jobber today.
And I think that's where it will go faster and it will be easier because we won't have to make a decade of mistakes. Like we'll know where to turn left instead of where we turned right the first time.
I just look different. My body's built different.
Yeah.
My ambitions are a lot less than they were then.
Yeah.
But I had nothing else going on in my world. That's
right.
all I could focus on.
Yes.
When I watched the Last Dance, the Michael Jordan documentary.
Yeah. Oh.
I watched that again. We just went to Florida to Disney with the kids and then come back.
Nice.
And I watched it out of the corner of my eye while I was driving.
Yeah.
And that's all. When you talk about MJ, that's all he focused on.
That's it.
Like I got thinking, I was like, man, when did this guy spend time with his family, his kids? They came with him to Paris.
Yeah.
And then they would come with him sometimes to some of the games. But that's all he focused on.
He was in the gym, man.
Oh, dude. Yeah. He was in the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah. With Tim Grover.
He might have been in Paris, but he was in the gym.
Oh, for sure. So it made me just think like that when people get to quote unquote success, that's what they've done.
Yeah.
Right. They focused on that all the time. It's the only thing they focused on. And that's what I think I did early on with Wisco.
Yeah.
That's all I focused on all the time. And to a detriment, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
The same thing like you've seen to deal with Kobe, Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, whatever. When it talked about their personal life, they had some struggles. But that's because they were so focused on what they were doing all the time. So I think about that. And
it's like, what do you want to be? Do you have to be MJ? Like, you're okay with being Steve Kerr? Or even just a really good D1 college basketball player.
Yeah.
But still has a great relationship with his family and his kids.
I think that's when you talk about success or wealth.
Yeah.
Right.
How's it defined?
Yeah. How's it defined?
Yeah.
It's always defined to me whether or not you sleep good at night or not, essentially.
Yeah.
And I spent a lot of sleepless nights when I was in the midst of the earning years.
Oh,
and I spent a lot of sleepless nights afterwards.
Bank account full and sleepless nights.
Yeah.
Like just.
So how do you overcome the struggle with the discipline? Like just get back into routine, force mentally.
Yeah, it's just it's It's just forcing the routine.
You got
Because-
accountability. You got like somebody that's like, hey man,
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. And you just get the routine going again until that becomes your normal day-to-day habit, you know.
what about, you know, we talk about like the hardest thing over the past year. What about like now from when you and I had our last conversation, we both realized we were in the midst of like the trenches of like life, right? And just about the worst it could deal you. What if you had to think what would be the single hardest thing that you've ever went through? What would it be? Because we both have similar upbringings too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Probably my divorce, man.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, just, and it's interesting because my ex-wife and I, and we contemplated and went through therapy and spent 2-3 years trying to figure it out. And it was interesting. We actually became better friends during that time than we did during the entire marriage.
That's how Kelly and I were. Like,
Yeah.
we talked about that a lot. So there was 3 to 5 years for her before I was like, okay, this ain't gonna work.
Yeah. And that's what it came to. Like it came to discussion after discussion to finally, and I did that kind of in the same breath you did. It's like, maybe we can get to 60, 70, 80%
Is that enough?
happiness. It's like, it's
That
not
ain't enough.
man. Like, we're in our 40s. Like, it's just not enough.
That's Kelly and I was just like,
and so we
it don't
decided,
fit. You just don't fit anymore. And like we never had those types of conversations before we got married.
Yeah.
We would have been like, maybe this ain't it.
Yeah.
But
Right.
you're young, man.
You're young. Society's kind of pressuring you to get married.
And it's not that you didn't want it to work. That's what for Kelly and me, I was like, I wanted it to work with her.
Yeah.
It just didn't. It ain't gonna.
Yeah. So like deciding to get divorced was the easy part. That was the easy part. But then all the things that happened after, you know,
it's tough.
Look, I got to make my own bed. I made my own decisions and went down the wrong path again, and into some relapse and got into some bad habits. And I did all that stuff, but there was some catalyst behind that.
Yeah,
and a lot of freedom again for a 40-year-old successful guy with money in the bank and
killer body and handsome face.
yeah. Let that go. You can tell
killer body and just a handsome face, supermodel face and body. Right. I know how that is.
Yeah. No doubt. Yeah. So and then that caused the divorce to get nasty. It caused the business settlement to get nasty.
Your decision making gets clouded as well. Mine was really bad on the decision making stuff. I did a lot of the same stuff. Yeah. And then for me, it was the hardest was, I was around here somewhere, and he'll tell you the hardest was to see him see me. I never let him see me like visibly making all those mistakes.
Yeah.
But he could see how
I didn't either, but
life affected me.
Yeah.
And he could just tell, I wasn't happy. And that made me scared to think he's going to think adult life.
Yeah.
Is this way.
Is hard and,
and
unhappy and
depressing. So it really helped me with perspective, change the way I talk to Kelly. And I wanted them to see me as somebody who respected people no matter what, a forgiving person.
Yeah.
Right. And somebody who builds going forward.
Yeah. I mean, that's my one of the very first things my sponsor suggested or, told me, he's like, be the best, that no matter what, to be the best ex-husband you can be to your ex-wife.
For what reason?
For what reason? But then as I started working the program and understanding that this is not about me not drinking at all, really. It's more about how to live life. And when I can figure out how to start living life and being a better human being, and finally probably becoming a man for the first time, really becoming a man for the first time in my life, like being nice to being a good ex-husband comes easy.
Oh yeah. It's take care of everything else. That takes care of itself.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Well, when we think about like the hardest thing you ever went through, and then we talked about like how you had, I think there's that thing where the strings get loosened up a little bit to where your brain thinks weird things, man. It's weird how like your brain goes into survival mode from the primal days. with modern times.
Yeah.
Because my brain was literally like, well, what do we got to lose?
Yeah.
Let's do all these things.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, why would I ever have thought that? Looking back now, I'm like, man, why would I ever have thought that? There was nothing else going on in my life that would have said that, especially where we had been around, what we'd done business-wise and whatnot.
Yeah.
I used to be 300 pounds, 297 to be exact. And if you're around me at asphalt or construction expos or in my circle, you remember that Marvin. I'm not him anymore. I've all but eliminated the choices that got me there in the first place. And I'm down about 100 pounds over the last few years, all from making better choices. I know it's hard in our industry to find time and that those gas station stops are way too convenient, but we in our industry aren't getting enough of what we need to live healthy and stay productive, with those choices being our constant. Besides prepping my own food, I choose foods and supplements from First Form to help me get to where I need to be, along with a regular exercise routine. You've seen my posts over the last few years about using First Form's products to get what I need into my body on the road and keeping out excess of what I don't need or want. I use at least one First Form product every day to ensure I stay on track. I've worked way too hard to let this slip. If you use the link in the episode description, you'll get free shipping on orders over $75 from First Form today. If you reach out to me personally via DM or email, I would love to tell you about what I use and my experiences using First Form's products.
So it makes me think, what do you think from where you start, like from life to beginning to where it is now, what do you think it's taught you of just like, let's just say like, I got Eli with me today.
Yeah.
And and I talk to him a lot. So if you could just teach something to your kids right about that age, you got 14-year-old.
Yep.
Where it's like, hey, bud, we're getting into life here.
Yeah.
This is what you probably should know.
Yeah.
There's things that I tell them sometimes, and I'm like, dude, if I would have known what I'm about to tell you when I was your age, my life this would have helped me out a lot. And I know there's some stuff that we've learned along the way that we just had to learn the hard way.
Yeah.
But if there was something that you could speak to your kids where it was guaranteed they're going to absorb it and use it, what would it be?
Man,
that's a big one. I know.
That is a big one.
That one.
That's all right, because I think I'm starting to figure out what is every misstep or mistake or thing I've done for the wrong reason in my life. I'm starting to understand and realize that it's all rooted in fear, or in what that could be fear of being good enough or accepted or cool enough, or
failure,
or fear of failure, fear of success. I mean, just figure out a way not to get crippled or make decisions or try to be something you aren't because of a fear you may be having.
Yeah. Fear of success was a big one. I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
I feel like we could do a whole podcast on that one.
We could do a whole on fears. For sure, because it's it can make you be somebody you're not.
Fear of success is a big one. I'm going to be stuck on that one, because when you say that, it makes me think, if I'm quote unquote successful, then I don't have any excuse to do the stuff that I've to fail again.
There's some days I don't go to the gym, I think, because of that fear of, like, I know what the result will be if I keep working out. Am I really going to work that hard?
Yeah.
Can I really do this for 6 months straight? Like, can I commit to this program? And
I was thinking about that yesterday. We went to the gym there in Gallatin, and I was like, literally, it's the new year.
Yeah.
That was January 1st too. Yesterday was. So it was the new year. So it's loaded with people.
Yeah.
But also, I think the gym rats are there because they want to show everybody that they're badasses, right?
That's right.
And I've seen a couple people that were built, and I was like, literally, man, if all I did was eat clean and come here every day, for an hour,
for like a year, for a year,
if that's all I did, if all I did was eat clean, come here for an hour every day, I'd look like that, or close to it.
You would be pretty damn. You'd probably be as close as you've ever been in your life.
Then I might lose that though, man. If I
Yeah.
go in there. So then
Yeah.
that goes into your brain of like,
You're
oh
like,
man,
and then you don't even. Then you're like, I might as well not even do
might
it.
as well not even do it.
And
Then.
then you just stop.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm gonna die anyways.
Yeah.
Why
Like,
carry about a body
yeah.
that looks like that?
I like cheesecake.
I like
Why am I going to give up cheesecake?
Cheesecake is a breakfast food. I put cheese on my omelet.
No doubt.
Start making every
Yep,
you could ever
yep.
make.
Cheesecake, pancakes. What's the difference?
Yeah.
You know.
I diverted you from what you was gonna say though.
No, but that's
But you were
exactly
talking about
it.
the fears.
That's exactly
So,
it.
so what would it be? To not be afraid?
Not
Live
be,
life without
not
fear?
be afraid and listen to your gut, to your spirit, to what your mind is telling you to do. And I don't know how you do that in today's world, because in the world of social media and comparison that we live in. Like, I feel like, if there's a way to teach our kids, to not be fearful of being independent and being who they really are.
Yeah.
Without having to worry.
I don't know.
I mean, this isn't me calling. My kid's 14. I was doing the same shit at his age, asking for Jordans and stuff that I wanted to fit in with my kids. But I mean, we're asking for $300 and $400, $500 sweatsuits.
Yeah.
Like, and I get it. Like,
I told you I bought a couple pair of Yeezys in Vegas.
Yeah.
I bought
I'm the same way to some.
I brought Eli a pair of Nike acronyms though. Yeah, he wasn't about to get better shoes than I got. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, that ain't happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's a balance I think that you're touching on, is where you want them to dream big.
Absolutely.
Right. And you want them to shoot for the stars.
Absolutely.
But then you also don't want them to feel like
there's a reason you can buy Yeezys.
Failure if they didn't make it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want that.
Yeah.
So then there's this thing of back and forth. I think so. I've explained it to Eli this way. I don't want him to be afraid, right? But I also don't want him to be burdened with having to think about what I had to think about at 18, 19 years old, which was literally, how do we get food on the table
Absolutely.
tonight? Right.
100%.
So you were going to point to me being able to afford Yeezys now. There's 100%. A reason why I can, right?
Yeah.
But so I've taken him with us where we go. You've seen him go with me.
Yeah.
Shoot, dude, we've
for years.
Man, we've been
for years.
Where was we last? You and I have ate at some great restaurants. We've been on ocean shores together.
Mm-hmm.
We rode some cool rides, met very awesome people.
Yeah.
Been to some crazy sporting events and stuff. Like, Eli has been around all that, but he knows by going to work with me every year, like, this is how we're able to do that.
That's right.
Being an extrovert.
Yeah.
Right. Which I'm naturally not. He naturally is. He's just like, what's up? I'm Eli.
Yeah.
And he's good to go. Yeah. What I've done essentially is explain to him and showed him that the most you're probably ever going to see me buy is a pair of Yeezys. I'm not going to grab the Vet. I'm not going to grab all this, because I'm creating, as I've explained to him, I'm creating a cushion so that you don't have to think about or fear anything that I feared, so that you can shoot for and give yourself the best shot at dreaming big, right, with whatever you want to do. And if he comes back to paving and seal coating and stuff, and it was just like, you created a great life for me. I was happy the whole time. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Dude, I'd be ecstatic. If he's like, I don't want to do this. I know that you put in the work so that I could platform us to somewhere else, and that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Cool. He's still, like, he's 14. He knows the realities of how hard it is to be a pro at whatever you're going to do.
Absolutely.
But he's like, I want to be pro. He wants to be a pro soccer player. He wants to wrestle hard.
Yeah.
Like, he wants to do all those things. He still wants to learn how to pave and do what we do. He loves it. He loves showing off what we do.
Yeah.
His friends, he's got some friends back home that got e-bikes and got all types of cool stuff or whatever. Yeah. And I made that kid work his ass off. He got some cool shit. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But the big stuff, I'm like, dude, you want that? You got to learn to save. You got to learn to do this, because at any moment, anything could happen to me at any moment. So I want to make sure those values are there.
Yeah.
But I think
it's a good way to do that.
If you could do what you wish you could do, and instill something in those kids where, I want you to dream big. I don't want you to be scared. I want you to know it's okay if you do stumble or fall.
Yeah.
It's easy to say that. And if we could immediately just let it soak in and know that they have that, I would feel a lot better.
100%.
But I know that ain't the reality.
Yeah.
The best thing we can do, if we want to give that to them, and maybe you can piggyback off this if you would, I appreciate if you would, is be the example of that, because they get older.
That's it.
Eli's going to look in 5 years 10 years when he's starting in a relationship and see how the world was, and look back on my life when he was 12 years old. Be like, dang, dude, my dad, I didn't realize it then, but he was going through some stuff and somehow willed his way through to do this and this and this. If they know that it's going to be all right, man, that would be great. To be honest with you, because if I would have known that, I wouldn't have held on so tight for so long, so much. I squeezed so tight, I mashed it. Really, essentially, Kev. And I was like, man, I shouldn't have done that. Been a little more gentle with it, I guess. But
no, I think that's it, man. Like, you've got to teach, and like you just said, I mean, sometimes teaching is not by talking; it's by doing. It's by your actions, or how do you react to certain situations, or how do you treat other people, or what are your kids? Because my dad was not a great communicator by any stretch of the imagination. He's still not, and he's almost 80 years old, and that's fine. But I learned so much about him as a man through his actions, his integrity, his honesty, just and on, and the list goes on and on and on. All these things I learned from this man just by watching how he went through the world, and how
good or bad,
good and bad,
that's
hard times and good times.
That's how my dad is,
So
that's why we keep those. For me, that's why I keep.
So we can show it and have some of those conversations to maybe, because kids, I mean, their minds are just now, they're very much evolving and they're still learning and processing. So, I mean, we can only have so many conversations that they're really going to even be able to wrap their brains around. So
I tell you, I asked my dad. I think I asked him. Oh, it was a second divorce. He's on his third marriage, and I asked him. I was like, man, when I was in the midst, I'm like, how did you get through it? Like, my brain won't stop thinking about this. Like, 2 words, son. Jim Beam. And I went, shit, dude. I was like, that is not
Come
the
on,
answer.
Dad.
Yeah, I was like, that is not the answer that I was looking for, or that is going to work for me.
Right.
Thanks. I appreciate it, and now I understand why you're on your third one. Great.
Right.
Yeah. So you learn a lot. I think to not put those people on a pedestal, but just understand that people are people, and we're built the way that we are. Like I was telling you before, I spent a lot of nights thinking, why would this happen to me? Why would it go this way? I'm a good person. I've done good things. I worked hard. I did all these things. Why would this happen to me? And sometimes, dude, what I've come to find out, especially through my relationship now with Nikki, is it was supposed to happen that way.
That's
like
right.
The things you use now, you had to learn from those things.
Acceptance is huge.
Here we are. Like, I have gratitude and appreciation now for just sitting on the couch and watching TV.
No doubt.
We're watching Gilmore Girls
At
the house. I don't necessarily like that show.
Right.
But
it doesn't matter.
Nikki likes it. Eli likes it. Her 2 kids like it. And I'm like,
spending time together.
I don't. It could be whatever's on there now.
It could be whatever.
Yeah. Because there's times when I had that and didn't know that I had it, and then there's times when I didn't have it and realized I don't have it.
Yeah.
And man, those times when you are alone and don't have it, they're brutal.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, cool. I don't care what y'all want to do.
Exactly.
I'm hanging with you.
I'm the same way.
Even before I had a discount code partnership with Brunt Workwear, which you can find in the description of this podcast, I was wearing their boots when patching or paving and their shirts and hats when I was out on date night with Nikki. I'm actually wearing one right now. Seriously, though, half my closet is Brunt Workwear at this point. I have 3 sets of boots, 2 Marins, and a pair of the Omans, as well as a green Chevlin hoodie that I love. It's got a snake on it. It actually has a pocket where it keeps my cell phone there in the front. I love that about it. And it took the place of my winter jacket last season. To check out their full line, go to bruntworkwear.com and use code MJOLS10 to save $10 off your first order of $60 or more.
You just said it, but when you can start, and this is what has helped me immensely in the last couple of years, like you can start accepting that everything that has happened in your life is exactly how it was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Not when you can lose that victim mentality of why me, or you're wrong, or
it's your fault.
It's your fault.
Yeah.
That's not right. That's not how I would do it. And just accept that everything is exactly according to the plan.
Yeah.
Of something greater than myself.
Yeah.
Then everything just kind of rolls, man.
The biggest thing for me, man,
I sleep a lot better at night. I know that.
I do too. I do too.
Even when there's, I mean, starting a business life, even when finances haven't been great, or the next job hasn't been promised, or are we going to get, like I
Yep.
still sleep.
You go to open those emails and there's nothing there.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
I have to figure something out today.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing for me was realizing that like I don't have to be this superhero. I don't have to that
Yeah.
just because someone else is that or strives for that.
Yeah.
Don't mean that is what I have to be, and more than likely probably isn't what I should be.
Yeah.
Because it's against my grain anyways. Once I kind of realized that, it allowed me to be able to my hands were so full. I was telling you I was crushing the stuff before.
Mm-hmm.
My hands were so full that I couldn't grab on to anything else. Because I was trying to hold all these things up to be this image of whoever, whatever. And eventually I was like, well, man, against my own power, that rug was pulled out from under me anyways.
Yeah.
So if everything's this fragile, why the hell am I even holding on to all this shit in?
Yeah.
So then you shake that out and you realize, well, I might want to hold on to this and this and this. But it allows you to be able to grab onto what you don't really realize might be the better thing.
Yeah.
Right. Because you're hanging on to the old stuff.
And it's interesting, all those things you're holding on to, how when you can let go and then you sit back and look at it from a different perspective and understanding some acceptance that and a little bit of surrender that I wasn't in control of as much as I thought I had my hands on it.
Yeah.
There's so many other factors involved. I thought I was manipulating, controlling, and steering the situations, and I was the superhero. But it's like, that was just your ego, telling you that, to some extent.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that, if you're driven and highly motivated and successful person, then yeah, you're controlling some of that destiny, but there's a lot of other factors involved too.
I was talking about that Last Dance documentary and whatnot, and one other person I've been thinking about lately is Messi.
Yeah.
Right. He's playing for Miami. The dude don't need to play.
No.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Let's get that out of the way. And he was one of the most famous people before he come here to play. Right.
Yeah.
He don't need any of that. He's literally just playing just to play.
Mm-hmm.
And more than likely, that's why he's so successful.
Yep.
He ain't focused on all the stuff.
Yeah.
He just likes to play. He wants to play as long as he can. He loves to play the game.
Yeah.
Same thing. It was kind of with MJ. MJ said, I didn't. He had plenty of money. He didn't need to win 6 championships. But he's like, I played to win. I just wanted to win.
Yeah.
That's why I was playing the game. I was playing to win. And if you think about like even the best music, the people that have the longest careers, it's because they love to play music. Willie Nelson don't need to be playing, but he's still out playing.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Still riding around the country playing music.
So it makes me think about like what we do and why we do it. If I could think about one thing that I could tell them is just be like, man, really assess whether you're happy or not, and just judge and just live your life with what makes you happy. If it means dialing back or letting go of something, let go of it, because what you think is important really ain't as important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No.
What's next for you? What we got going on?
Man, it's
because you've been staying busy.
It's getting the foundation underneath this business.
Yeah.
And really, that's just it is. I've got to get my financial side back under me a little bit. So I don't know. I mean, at the end of my tenure at the other business, the mother company had become so profitable and successful that there were different ventures that I was thinking about maybe entertaining or getting into, or that. So I don't know, man. But I'm back to doing what I do really enjoy, what I know, what I'm good at, what I've done before, to get some cushion under me, and not just for me, but more importantly for my family. And then, we'll see where that goes, man. Because, and that's the thing. That's why another reason I don't get so task oriented. I need some time to be able to think what is the next move? What does make me happy? What does fulfill me and my family? Like what's good for all of us. So
well, I think that's kind of like I always think about you and I being paralleled in the way that we're going through things, because even though it's the first of the year here and we're recording a podcast, I don't know when this is going to be out. I don't know if it's going to be out, what I'm going to do with it, how I'm going to use it, but I knew I wanted to talk to you.
There he is.
I think the big thing is thinking about those guys because
Yeah.
I need a year. I need a year off.
Yeah.
I need time off. Like I've my biggest thing that I don't want to look at, right? We was talking about earlier, those things we don't want to look at, is for me to think, man, I've spent 10 years on social media, creating content, doing all this stuff, and I don't really have anything to show for it. Like I don't really have like a lot to show for it. I have some very cool stories, and we started generating income, but I didn't do it to generate
met a lot
income.
of people.
Met a lot of people, have a lot of connections. I have a ton of knowledge, right?
Right.
And just because I know how to do something, don't mean I want to do it.
Yeah.
I know how to roof this house,
Right.
buddy. I don't want to be up there. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I'm not going up there with you.
Yeah, I know how to do a circuit with burpees. I don't want to do that either. I can tell you that. So it makes
You're
me think,
afraid you're going to get ripped if you do that.
yeah, and man, Eli already is in my shadow. I don't want him to have to deal with that too. You know, he's been working on his physical for the most part. But I think for me, that's the biggest thing too. And I think that's a good situation to be in because we look over and, Jack's with Eli.
Yep.
And we're able to, when we're done here, spend some time talking to them and hang out a little bit. We've never been able to do anything like that.
Yeah.
I think there's a reason why you get to a certain stage and what you have available to you, you have available to you. What you've learned, you've learned. So I'm excited with that for you. I see a lot of stuff on LinkedIn that you're posting. And on Instagram. It's always good to see you on there, even if it means taking 10 minutes from dinner where you're going to get in trouble for.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's where everybody can still find you for the most part.
Yeah.
LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. Yeah. Well, cool.
Yeah. Pave It Forward. On the soda for the business, and thanks Kevin Gray on the others.
Yeah.
We're going to try out this asphalt operating system for the off season here and see how that. It's basically just an 8-week, and that's something too. Like, and that I think about a lot is that something maybe I get more into or focused on. I'm just something in my nature or my DNA. Like I've just always enjoyed helping other people.
Well, it keeps you. It keeps you disciplined
in sports, and it does.
Right?
Yeah. So, we're kind of putting something together for folks that maybe can't get to the shows or get any kind of other off-season education, and getting some good mentors together. And
I've seen that. Good guys.
Yeah.
Right. Good guys.
Yeah. We just got
SO.
We got SO, and then just
Adam Pichet,
and then we've got from Inter-County, we got Scott and Tyler Spano.
No, dang.
So,
dang. Yeah, that's great. It's great. And it's good. It's good to see people getting together and doing stuff and keeping discipline. To be honest with you, it keeps you accountable.
Absolutely,
right? It keeps you there.
Yeah.
I think when the motivations are always good things come of it. So I'm excited for it. Cool. Well, man, I appreciate you allowing me to get in your house.
Of course, man.
I'm gonna get one of those Diet Mountain Dews out of your fridge.
Okay, let's do it.
I need another kick. All right, so for myself, Marvin Joles, and for Kevin Gray, we're in the very outer edge of Louisville.
Yeah.
Right, Kentucky. I'm going back down Nashville tonight.
Yeah, man.
As always, thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the content and stay in the mix.